Hope you guys are okay as the long weekend has started. No wonder you are not with me now. I hope you are enjoying whatever engagement that you're being involved with. Rezi, you have already told me that you are in church. So may you enjoy the services and may you also be able to pray for us. May you be able to pray for the country. But let me not get religious. Welcome to lesson 38 to 40 of Digital Marketing 3. You'd realize that for this week, since it's revision, week 7, these lessons are going to be shorter because it's revision. But this session is also going to be shorter because it's going to be one-way communication. So there won't be any engagement like we normally do in class. So realize that these sessions are not going to be that longer because most of the stuff I'm going to be narrating instead of discussing and engaging with you guys. So that's why it's always good if there is someone in class and we can discuss having a session instead of having a formal lecture. So we are going to revise chapter 1 to 3, and we'll be looking at a specific case study that I'm going to read for you guys. And on that case study, we then need to discuss the macro environmental analysis. So you sort of apply the pestle analysis to that scenario. You need to do a competitor analysis to everything that we have covered from chapter 1 to 3. So this is what we are going to do. But instead of me providing answers to you on this session, I'm just going to leave you with something that when you have got time to go through this session, you can be able to do the pestle analysis on your own. You can be able to do the competitor analysis on your own. You can be able to do the intermediary analysis on your own. You can be able to do the customer analysis on your own. You can be able to apply the 5Ds, to use the 7S framework, to apply the 5S framework for goal setting, and so forth. So this is just something to leave you guys with a component of how you can unpack the key concepts covered in chapter 1 to 3 and apply them to a given scenario. So we are going to look at a case study about a senior citizen who is a grandmother who uses social media to market deco business. So it's very interesting because how can a gogo, a granny, use social media to market deco business? Not that I'm undermining the age, but as we have discussed digital natives, digital refugees, and digital immigrants. You remember when we're talking about the digital community, it's mostly the millennials. It's mostly those who were born in the advent of technologies that are more familiar with digital platforms. But now we find someone who is of a senior citizen, who is a senior citizen, who is using social media effectively to market deco business. It can also be argued that the events planning businesses are always linked with the younger generation. But here we have got a senior citizen who can be able to carry out events to provide deco business to her clients. So let's have a look at this press release and see how Gogo uses the social media and what kind of social media. Because remember, we have got so many social media platforms. We have got Twitter, we have got Facebook, we have got WhatsApp, we have got TikTok, we have got Telegraph, we have got YouTube, we have got Instagram. There are so many social media platforms out there. Then let's see which one is it that Gogo used. So I'm going to quickly open it on my browser and share the screen with you guys. Okay, here we go. Let's just wait for some seconds um while it's the link is opening. I don't understand why it's not opening. Let's see if I can actually search it. So let me search it on Google. I don't understand why it's not opening, but it was opening in class yesterday. So I'm hoping that is still there. Otherwise, the whole exercise will be in jeopardy. Okay, here we go. Let's try to open it from Google search. All right, I'm able to open it. So here is the article. Go uses social media to market deco business. For those who are not synonymous with African languages, Go is a term used to refer to grandmothers. Some can argue that to sangomas. Someone mentioned that it can also be used to be referred to sangomas, but I've always known Gogo as a grandmother. So there's the grandmother, and this was published last year in 2022 in March. It was reported by Mashudu Nentsianda, senior reporter for Chronicle News, a newspaper based in Blawayo. From weddings to birthday parties and anniversary celebrations, Gogoma Gichigwinya, who is 61 years old, an award-winning Bedbridge-based entrepreneur, strives to give her clients the best. She has a great hand at weddings decor and goes out of her way to make them memorable. Her decor concepts and mood boards are unique, original, and remarkable. So there is one of the images about her decor. Her creative approach and experience of 15 years has made her a celebrated name in the border town. In fact, she has actually become one of the prime choices for wedding decorations in Bedbridge. Remember, Bedbridge is a southern district of Zimbabwe bordering South Africa. So when you are going to Zim, leaving South Africa, the main route that you can take is via Bedbridge. With such beautiful and unique personalized Sariu deco elements, she makes sure that the event stands out from others. Gogochi Gwinya, through her company CG Investments, is known for providing customer services to her clients. It's her passion and handiwork that has got her a huge clientele, which she personally services. Her eye for detail enables her to curate each event with perfection. Be it a wedding, birthday party, graduation ceremony, or a funeral, she makes your event an extravagant affair that everyone will certainly remembers for years. Gogochi Gwinya has since launched a Facebook page which she uses to market her services. As CG Investments, we provide a complete deco solution for all events from deco to floral arrangements. When I started this deco business, it was more like a hobby, and slowly it gained popularity when people started engaging me for services, she said. As the business started growing, I started buying more chairs, tables, and other utilities. I teamed up with my daughter-in-law and opened a deco company under the name GC Investments, which is an acronym for Gogo Chigwinya. You can see some of the samples there. I have since opened a Facebook page, which I use to market my services. Through social media, Gogochi Gwinya said she is getting positive responses and many are engaging her after seeing her work on social media. We specialize in events like weddings, funerals, school functions, birthdays, and graduation parties and lobola ceremonies, providing decor for both indoor and outdoor events. I also have contracts with local hotels where we provide decor services when they have events, she says. Through such partnerships, I also get clients. Recently, I was approached by organizers of the annual Bedbridge Business Award to provide decor, during which they also awarded me a certificate in recognition of my contribution to the local community. In her decor, she uses wedding plastic chairs, rectangular tables, boards, and a variety of floral design or flower arrangement to create eye-catching and balanced displays. Due to demand, Gogochi Gunya hires some of the equipment, particularly for bigger events. My decor fee ranges from 3,000 to 5,000 rands, depending on the number of chairs for guests and the setup. I also get business from outside Bedbridge, such as in Harare, Gweru, Zushabane, and Kadoma, she said. My future plan is to buy more equipment and expand my business so that I am able to cover other parts of the country. As GC Investment, we aim to become a household name when it comes to decor. A mother of five, Gogochi Gunya lost her husband in 2002, and through her decor business, she managed to raise the family and pay school fees until her children completed their education. I'm taking care of 6 members of the extended family, including my own grandchildren. I managed to take my children to school after my husband passed away, she said. Gogochi Gunya, a staunch member of Methodist Church, started doing indoor decor for the church before she decided to commercialize it soon after the death of her husband. When I started doing decor in church, it was more of a passion and hobby. I then later decided to venture into decor as a career after my husband died in 2002, she said. Gogochi Gunya did a course in cutting and designing and tailoring, which she used as her springboard to venture into decor business. The first person I did decor for was a local headmistress whose daughter was having a wedding, and she was very impressed. In fact, prior to that, it was more of a community service as I would decorate at a wedding for free, she said. This headmistress was the first person to pay me, and that was in 2006. She gave me money, and I bought chairs and other materials. So that's the brief or the case study about a grandmother who is using a a Facebook page to market her events business in terms of decoration. So we are going to go back now to our exercise. We have read the case study. Now, individually, as you are seated at the comfort of your home going through um, this session, conduct a pastel analysis case study, the one that we've just mentioned. Be able to understand the political environment in which Gogo operates in. She's based in Bedbridge. Bedbridge is a town in Zimbabwe. So, in the Zimbabwean political environment, what are things that okay, you missed me for some seconds there. I think it was technology, some network problems here. So as I was saying that knowing that Gogochi Gunya is operating in Zimbabwe because Bedbridge is a town in Zimbabwe, you need to consider the political environment in which she is operating in. You need to consider the political environment in which she's operating in. That's the first one. How are gatherings controlled? Or what are the politics around gatherings in Zimbabwe? So consider the political environment in Zimbabwe. What is it that she needs to consider when engaging with her clients from a political perspective? You also need to consider the economic nature, the economic conditions in Zimbabwe. And even when you're not only looking at our level, you can never look at what's happening in the, because what is so as I was saying, you not only focusing on the on clients and their impact on service providers where she gets the chairs. So all of those things they are part of the economy. Look at the inflation, look at the recession, look at everything that we covered under the economy. Also, technological factors. Consider the technological factors that she needs to adapt to or to embrace when coming up with a digital marketing strategy for her business. So what is it that she needs to do to communicate her brand? Is Facebook page enough? What about the quality of her images for deco? There are so many things that you can look um, under the aspects of technology. You look at the social factors. What language can she use when communicating her products? Does she need to necessarily use English? In Bedbridge, I believe Bedbridge is composed of vendor people. So can she consider the vendor culture? Can she consider the vendor norms? Can she consider the vendor traditions when coming up or when communicating her deco brand, her business, and the brand that she represents? You look at legal factors, environmental factors. So there are lots of things that you can have a look at when conducting a person analysis, the things that can affect Gogo's business. So you can discuss and look at the implications on her digital marketing strategy, her use of the Facebook page, or her use of other platforms that she may want to use. So that's personal analysis. You can also do competitor analysis, where you look at demand analysis. How would you estimate demand for Gogo? How would you apply the Potter's 5 forces on Gogo's business? What would you do to improve customer online experience for Gogo's business? You can also apply the Canvas model, like who does she need to partner with? What would be the key resources or the key activities, the alternative revenue, all those things that we've discussed under the Canvas model. You can apply them to Gogo's Deco business. You can also look at the revenue models that you can recommend for Gogo's business. I wish that you guys were in class so that we can discuss these things and they can be a good recipe for your F1 assignments, because there is a question where you are asked to recommend the revenue models for SPA to you. So that's all that you need to do. Then on chapter 1, you use the 5S of goal setting. Remember those 5S: sizzling, serve, and so on. Speak. How can Gogo come up with the objectives for her business? Apply the ENSOF grid. Remember, I spoke about market development, market penetration, product development, and diversification. So you need to apply those on Gogo's business. You also need to think about the business models that Gogo can use. We spoke about business models. We spoke about B2B, B2C, and so on. You can apply those. As Gogo decides to go online, what different form of functionality of digital presence would you recommend? Apply the 7S model. Recommend the digital marketing tools or digital marketing channels you used to increase awareness for Google Business. So all these we have discussed in class, and I hope you can be able to relate, to apply all the key concepts that we have covered in chapter 1, in chapter 2, and in chapter 3. So that's all about lesson 38 to 40, and I hope you enjoyed this session, even though there wasn't much engagement, because it was more of a narration as I'm pre-recording this for you guys, as you have already started your Easter holiday. We meet again in lesson 41, then we do lesson 42, and that's all for week 7 of Digital Marketing 3. Thank you.